In this demonstration, we're going to be discussing obtaining information from the DB2 catalog. As an application developer, you need to get much information from the DB2 catalog in order to write your SQL that you're going to embed into your applications. You need to have an understanding of table structures such as column names, column data types, lengths, etc. Also, typically you're going to need to know what indexes are available in order to write efficient SQL. You may also have a need to know things like views, synonyms, are there MQT tables. There are many types of objects that the developer is going to need to have access to and need to have that understanding of the structures in order to effectively write their applications. Typically, to get this information can be a rather tedious process. You have some different options on how to do this. The simplest way to do it, or the most basic way I should say, is with native SQL. With native SQL, it requires you to have a strong understanding of the DB2 catalog structures in order to write the appropriate queries to get the information that you require about the DB2 objects. And this many times requires you to have to join multiple catalog tables to get the complete information that you may need. It also requires you to have a strong understanding of being able to navigate through TSO and ISPF screens in order to be able to execute your native SQL and get your result sets. To make this a little bit easier on the developer, typically they can use a catalog query tool such as CA's RC Query. This is a menu-driven tool that allows me to easily gather information from the catalog without having to have that knowledge of the catalog structures. But it does still require me to have that knowledge of being able to navigate through ISPF 3270 based type of panels. That's where CA Chorus for database management role comes in. What CA Chorus is going to provide is an intuitive GUI interface that's going to allow them to do a point-and-click process in order to get all the necessary information that you require in order to develop your applications. And be able to view this information in not only a textual format, but also be able to visualize it graphically. And those are the things that we're going to go through in this demonstration. In this demonstration, we'll be showing how the CA Chorus Investigator makes it very easy for you to obtain information from the DB2 catalog without having any knowledge of DB2 mainframe or the catalog structures themselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up what's called an investigation. So we're going to click on Start New Investigation. And this opens up the Investigator window, which is going to allow me to connect to my DB2 environment and then access my DB2 catalog information. So I can begin by coming over and just clicking on one of these trees, or I can begin typing in the environment that I wish to connect to. So in this example, I've got my DB2 subsystem S10A. It's just a matter of clicking on that and connecting. And once you're in the Investigator, what you'll see is that the information in the Investigator is broken out into three categories. Number one is your application performance, which is all your thread level type information, plan package, that sort of thing. So if you're doing performance monitoring or application tuning, things like that, you're going to get all that information there. The subsystem performance is all your system level performance metrics. And what we're going to be focusing on today in this demonstration is the catalog. So here again, we're going to be accessing our DB2 catalog object. So we click on catalog, we expand it, then we select the object type that we want to look at. So let's say we want to bring up a list of tables and then view all the dependencies for those particular tables. So the first thing it's going to ask me to do is to build a filter. So what I can do is come up here and add a filter. So I'm going to say I want to display tables that all have a creator of prod as an example. I can click on the plus sign here to add additional levels of filtering if I choose. Once I have the filter that I want, I'm going to go ahead and click search. Now as you see here, you've got all your objects displayed. These are all my objects with the creator of prod. Couple different things I can do with this list. The first being that if I want to get detailed information about an object, I click on the object that I want to review, and then on the bottom you'll see the series of tabs showing the detail information. So example, if I want to see the column definitions in the table, I have those right at the bottom. If I want to see what indexes I have available, again all the way across, making it very easy for me to get this information without having to write multiple queries natively with SQL, or to have to go through multiple reporting options when I'm using a 3270 based catalog reporting tool. Some of the other nice things I can do here is, number one is I created this filter. I may want to reuse this filter at a future time. I don't want to have to come in and constantly be typing in my filter to get to the information that I use on a daily basis. So what I can do is I can come up here and I can say I want to save this query, and we're going to call this assign it a name. And then what I can do is under my description here is I can say, give it a little meaningful. So in this case, I'm going to say where my creator was equal to prod. And then what I can do is specify whether this is a public or private query. Public means I want to share this with my colleagues. Private meaning only my ID is going to be able to see that. So then for future reference, what I'll be able to do is when I open up my investigator, I'll be able to come up to the drop down here at the top and say Saved Queries. And what you'll see is your saved query. So I would just simply select that particular saved query and run that report versus having to go in and retype those filters. The other thing that you'll notice is every time that you click and go into a different level of the product, you're going to get one of these breadcrumbs that appear across the top. And this is what's called a path. And this is a nice knowledge base in that it's going to basically record the steps that I'm going through as I'm navigating through the different panels that are here within Chorus. So be it maybe I'm investigating a performance problem, or in this case I'm just looking at DB2 object information. We're going to record that path. So then what I'll be able to do is actually come up here and I can save that path. So, and then once I open up my investigator window back in the main menu, I'll be able to see my path and be able to come directly to these objects here once again. So again, I can give it a description. Once again, I can say whether it's a public or private. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make that public, and we're going to save that. And I'll show you how to reference that here in a few seconds. So again, I highlight an object. I get my details. I can save my filters very easily. I can also save my paths. So one of the other nice features that you have in the investigator is the ability to export your report out to a CSV file. So in this example, I've got my list of tables. Maybe I want to save this as a spreadsheet for whatever reason. I just click on the export, and then what that'll do is take me out and export the information into a spreadsheet. I'm going to get the prompt asking me how I want to open the spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and open this with Microsoft Excel. I'm going to click OK, and then there's my CSV file that I can then save, share, do whatever I want with it. So again, a very nice, useful feature. Something that, again, that you don't have with a native 3270 type of tool, or especially if you're running native SQL. So let's go ahead and we're going to close this window. And then we'll go ahead and we'll refresh our investigator. And what you'll see here now is you've got your, this is that path, again, that we saved. So now, again, we have the saved query option, but now we also have the path. So if I come in here and I can say I want to load this path. And again, this will remember where I was and bring me to the path. And the nice thing about this is that I can now click on any level within this path and go to the detail level that's at that particular level of the path. So as you can see, for an application developer, that the investigator can be a very useful tool in helping me quickly navigate the DB2 catalog, quickly get my dependency information, and any of the other object-related type information I need to complete my application.